Jai Shri Ram. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 10th Skanda, chapter 44, 9 and 10. The scene is when Krishna and Balarama march into the amphitheater, the Colosseum, where the wrestling match is going to be held. And Chanura and Mushtika are huge. They are like WWF big wrestlers, man mountains, and with bodies as hard as rock. And Krishna and Balrama are adolescents with tender limbs. Of course, Balrama is very strong. So the women and many elders who were watching this, they were all assembled in large numbers because this festival is going on. And they were shocked. They were terribly upset because they felt this is adharma. Look at these boys, they are adolescents with tender limbs and they are being pitted against these huge fellows. This is adharma. And women began to protest. And also they were telling everyone, it is your duty to protest. How can you keep quiet and watch this adharma going on? This adharma, great is the unrighteousness of these assembled spectators when they tolerate, if you tolerate this adharma being perpetrated here. And look at the man mountains that these wrestlers are, with bodies so hard and huge and strong, and look at the adolescent boys of tender limbs. This assembly will surely be charged with the breach of rules of dharma, because the law is that one should never remain where adharma is being perpetrated. The same thing happened in Mahabharata also, isn't it? See, Draupadi was being disrobed, and Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, Dhritarashtra himself, and Ashwadhama, and so many other rishis were also there. Vidura himself was there. Vikarna, Karna in fact called Draupadi a whore and told her, your husbands are impotent, choose one of us, we will protect you. And Karna gave the idea of stripping the sari. That the idea was given by Karna. Duryodhana didn't have such an evil, nasty idea. And all along, Bhishma, Drona, Krupa, Vidura, all of them, they were mute spectators. They were just watching. And what a terrible thing. See, the same thing in this Bhagavatam also. The women and some elders also, they started protesting loudly and telling everyone, hey, how can you just stand and watch, be a bystander, you bloody idiot? Adharma jarugutondi ikkada, adharma is taking place, and rascals, how can you stand and watch? And the Shastras, Vedas also say that if there is a place where adharma is going on, one should not remain there. One should not remain where adharma is being perpetrated. The wise people also said, elders were said, whether you agree with the happenings, or whether you disagree, or whether you profess ignorance, you will have to have a share in the evil, and so you will be punished. Yamraj is not going to spare you. And then they were crying. Look at the face of Krishna, like a lotus with drops of water on it. And look at the face of Balrama. Of course, he is in a very angry mood. He is confronted with the prospect of fighting Mushtika. Mushtika is very happy, and he is putting on an angry smile and with red eyes and all that. So people were all shocked. What the hell is going to happen? These young adolescent boys, they will be crushed by these huge fellows, these rascals. So it was dharma in action, adharma in action. The verses are, dharma vyatikramo yasya samajasya dhruvam bhavet. Dharma vyatikramo hyasya samajasya dhruvam bhavet. Yatra adharma samuttishten na stheyam tatra kahirchita. Na sabham pravishet prajnah sabhya doshan anusmaran abruvan vibruvan agno naraha kilbisha mashnute. That is, translation is, You see, like I already told you, the translation is, if you stay, this assembly is going to be charged with breach of dharma. Never stay back in a place where adharma is being perpetrated. If you are truly a wise person, you should not attend such an assembly, because whether you agree, disagree, or you say that you don't know what's happening, professing ignorance, you will have a share in the evils caused by it. Similarly, in Manusmriti 8.13, please make a note. Manusmriti 8.13. This shloka from Manusmriti was inscribed in the old parliament on the dome on top of the second lift. I do not know whether the same inscription is still there in the new parliament. In the old parliament, it is inscribed near the second lift on the dome. Manu is saying the same thing in Manusmriti, and something which every parliamentarian should actually read. But many parliamentarians won't. In fact, I don't know how many read it. The meaning is that don't enter this assembly, don't enter the parliament if you cannot speak the truth, or if you remain silent, or if you tell lies. You will be a papi. Sin is a Christian concept. You see, sin is a silly concept. So I'm not using that word sin. So you will become a papi. You will have to face the music from Yamraj. And you see, we have had a prime minister who was silent for 10 years. I don't know what kind of hell he is going to be sent by Yamraj. Manu, the slokam is, Sabham va na praveshtavyam, vaktavyam va samanjasam, abruvan vibruvan va api, naro bhavati kilbishi. Kilbishi means papam. So, don't enter this parliament, this august assembly. Or if you do enter, speak the truth. Because if you don't speak the truth, or if you speak the untruth, or if you remain silent, in all these three situations, you are committing Mahapatakam, Ghora Papam, because the population of the nation is depending on you. They have elected you, and with all the privileges and perks and all that, they have sent you to this august assembly. And if you are remaining silent or not telling the truth or telling lies, then you will be sent to the worst kind of hell. So Yamraj knows what to do with you. I think every parliamentarian should read this, and perhaps they must memorize this. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. I will just read it again for you. Dharma వ్యతిక్రమో యస్య ధర్మ వ్యతిక్రమో ఎక్కడైతే ధర్మం అతిక్రమించబడుతుందో, వేరెవర్ ధర్మ ఈజ్ ట్రాన్స్గ్రెస్డ్, ధర్మ వ్యతిక్రమో యస్య సమాజస్య ధ్రువం భవేత్, యత్రా అధర్మ సముత్తిష్ఠేన్న స్థేయం తత్ర కహిర్చిత్ న సభాం ప్రవిశేత్ న సభాం ప్రవిశేత్. డోంట్ ఎంటర్ సచ్. ప్రాజ్ఞః, ద వైస్ పీపుల్ టెల్ యూ, సభ్యదోషాను అనుస్మరన్ అబ్రువన్ విబ్రువన్ నా అజ్ఞో నరః కిల్బిషమశ్నుతే. So the same Manusmriti, the same sloka is differently spelt in Manusmriti in a much smaller and easily memorizable sloka. Sabham va na praveshtavyam, vaktavyam va samanjasam, abruvan vibruvan va api, naro bhavati kilbishi. So, in every assembly, in every board meeting, this should be the rule. People must know, if you are a board member, if you are a director in a group of people who are entrusted with the responsibility of taking important decisions that influence the lives of so many people, you have a great moral obligation to speak the truth. And if you don't speak the truth, if you tell lies, or if you remain silent, you will be sent to the worst kind of hell. You are a bloody rascal actually, and you will suffer. Jai Shri Ram. Pass this video on to everyone. Jai Shri Ram.